Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America, website thisweekinamerica.us. Dr. Susan Smith-Jones has made extraordinary contributions in the fields of holistic health, anti-aging, optimum nutrition, and balanced living. She taught students, staff, and faculty at UCLA how to be healthy and fit for 30 years. Susan is the founder and president of Health Unlimited, a Los Angeles-based consulting firm dedicated to optimal wellness, health education, and human potential. Susan travels internationally as a frequent radio, TV, talk show guest, motivational speaker, the author of over 25 books, including Recipes for Health Bliss, The Joy Factor, and just released Walking on Air, your 30-day inside and out rejuvenation makeover. Dr. Susan's books, website, and popular digital seminar series entitled Renew Your Life, available only through the website, are like having a holistic health app for anything related to superfoods, optimal nutrition, weight loss, anti-aging, natural remedies, balanced living, and for the course of today's program, sleeping. Dr. Susan, welcome back to the program. Great to have you with us.
It's great, Rick, to be back with you again.
Great to have you here. By the way, her website is susansmithjones.com. Link on at our website if you would like, thisweekinamerica.us, susansmithjones.com. Dr. Susan was here a couple of weeks ago when we made a date at that point to come back and talk about sleeping. We just touched on that, and it's a topic so many people are concerned about. And we teased it a little bit by talking about a sleep debt. And some people don't really understand what it is we're talking about and think it's overblown because we all try to get by on 5-6 hours of sleep, and we think we're doing our body a favor by doing that because we're being more productive. Talk about the sleep debt in the country. Is there such a thing, and how serious is it?
Well, I'm so glad we started off with that because it's epidemic in America. Chronic sleeping problems will afflict as many as 70 million Americans, and it really does take a toll on our bodies. In fact, the latest report is that doctors wrote a record 70 million prescriptions for sleeping pills, and most people are not getting enough sleep, and it does affect all aspects of the body and our health.
Yeah, how do we know we're not getting enough sleep? What are some of the signs that, the body is saying, hey, come on, another hour or two, we really need it?
All right. Well, keep in mind that there's nothing, Rick, more restorative for the body than a good night's sleep, and plenty of it night after night after night. And if you don't get enough sleep, it will undermine your body's ability to deal with stress. Now, one way to tell that you're not getting enough shut-eye is to see if you wake at a regular time without an alarm. If you require a buzzer to get out of bed in the morning, or if you do the graveyard shift at a different time, you're probably not getting enough sleep. One of my clients, I have a private practice here in Los Angeles, she tells me that she needs to set 3 alarms at night because she usually sleeps through the first 2.
Wow.
And then the third one is the one that wakes her up.
Now, obviously, you're saying with 1 there's a problem. With 3, you really have a problem with sleep deprivation.
Oh, you definitely do, yeah, because most people who get enough sleep will, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, will go to bed at the same time at night and wake up at the same time, and they don't need an alarm. I always recommend, if you need to be somewhere in the morning or get up before the rest of your family, just set an alarm so something goes off and you don't oversleep, of course.
Yeah, our guest on the program is Susan Smith-Jones, Dr. Susan Smith-Jones. Her website is susansmithjones.com. Great information. We'll talk about that information that it's going to be very helpful to your lifestyle at the website. Talking about sleep on the program, Sleepless in America. You talked about enough sleep, and everybody's going, okay, what exactly is enough sleep? How do we know how much sleep we really should be getting?
Yeah, now this is all based on solid scientific fact. Lots of people say, Susan, I don't need more than 5 or 6 hours at night, and I'm fine. But getting only 6 hours of sleep nightly, 2 hours less than the 8 hours that scientists recommend, makes your body feel like let's say you were driving on 4 alcoholic drinks because it slows your reaction time. And studies show that adults need from 7 to 8.25 hours of sleep at night to maximize their ability to function daily. Adolescents need 9.25 preschoolers need 12 hours, toddlers need 13, and babies need 14 to 18 hours of sleep every day. So you can see most adults and children don't even get close to enough sleep at night.
Should we make it a priority? So often we're ready and we'd love to get 7-8 hours of sleep, but things come up and we take it from sleep rather than the other way around. Is that a big mistake when we short sleep for something else?
Oh, it is such a huge mistake because it affects every aspect of the body. You know, if you don't get enough sleep, and I don't mean like one night every couple weeks, I mean on a regular basis. If you're chronically in sleep debt, it affects everything from job performance, school grades, to your health, causes you to gain weight if you don't get enough sleep, to family harmony. And you know what? In particular, women, and especially mothers, they say are the most sleep-deprived. Moms lose about 9 hours of sleep a week. And it also affects relationships. According to a very recent National Sleep Foundation poll, 25% of couples say they're too sleepy for sex. You know, so it's been shown that 6 hours of sleep nightly, as mentioned, is the equivalency of driving drunk in terms of your mental functions.
Well, and we've read in the news over the last couple of months accidents, in particular public transportation accidents, caused by the driver, the engineer, the person in charge, admitting, I was sleepy. I might have dozed off.
I know. I mean, here we have, what do you call it in the car? Cruise control.
Yes.
And especially if there's rain and you have the windshield wipers going, it kind of puts you into a hypnotic state. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration estimates that sleep deprivation plays a role in nearly 100,000 traffic accidents each year. I don't know if you remember, you know, such disasters as Chernobyl, the meltdown, and the Exxon Valdez spill. Those were caused by the operators dozing off.
Yes. You're listening to This Week in America, our website, thisweekinamerica.us. Our guest back in the program, Dr. Susan Smith Jones. Her website is susansmithjones.com. Go check out the website. You can sign up for Dr. Susan's monthly newsletters. They're free. Takes about 10 seconds to do it. You'll automatically be entered in a weekly drawing, and the winner of that will get a 90-minute consultation with Susan. So it's worth your effort to, and it takes literally a matter of seconds. You get a lot of great information delivered right to your inbox, and a lot of great information on the website as well at susansmithjones.com. We talked on the last program, and you mentioned it in several of your books, Walking on Air and The Joy Factor. There is a connection, and this may get people's attention here. There is a connection between sleep and weight loss, or weight gain in this particular case. Talk about that link.
Yeah, there definitely is. Anybody who wants to lose a lot of weight or even a few pounds, listen up, because researchers now know that sleep affects the hormones that regulate satiety and hunger and how efficiently you burn calories. In fact, too little sleep on a regular basis makes you hungry, and especially for foods that are high in calories and low in nutritional value. Not only that, but there was a study done a couple years ago in New York City at Columbia University, and the researchers found that people who slept 6 hours a night were 23% more likely to be obese than people who slept between 7 and 9 hours. Those who slept 5 hours were 50% more likely, while those who slept just 4 hours or less every night were 73% more likely to be obese. So if you're eager to drop a few pounds or many pounds, make getting ample sleep each night a non-negotiable habit in your lifestyle.
You know, it's interesting, and we've talked about this, and you've alluded to the fact that when you get less sleep than you need, when you fall in that 4 to 6 category, which a lot of people, quite honestly, target for, feeling they're more productive, are they actually more productive with those extra couple of hours, or are they so sleep deprived it really impacts the amount of productivity they're able to produce?
Yeah, it affects every function in the human body.
So we're kidding ourselves to think, I'm going to take 2 hours and I'm really going to be productive.
No. See, it doesn't work that way. Um, sleep sleep will affect everything. And let me be really specific about what happens in the body when you have a consistent lack of sleep. It causes a toxic buildup. It causes memory loss, lethargy. It causes you to be depressed. I mentioned already relationship problems and the accidents. Yes, it causes you to gain weight. And I mentioned a few moments ago that cars seem to be so cozy and comfortable these days, and I don't think that cruise control helps very much. So it affects all aspects of your life, and it disrupts the balance within your body. And I believe that lots of people that are so used to not getting enough sleep think they're surviving okay, but they don't really know if they got a little bit more sleep how much better they would feel, because they're so used to feeling like low levels of energy, and they think that's their life. To be a little bit more specific, on only 6 hours of sleep nightly, this is all based on scientific studies, it makes you more irritable, makes you stupid because words don't come so easily, you become forgetful, you have a harder time focusing or multitasking. By the way, it does increase your blood pressure. I mentioned that it makes you hungry for refined sugary foods and fatty foods. It shortens your lifespan, makes you more stressful, and it does cause great depression.
Our guest on This Week in America is Susan Smith Jones. The website is susansmithjones.com. You can link on to Susan's website at ours, thisweekinamerica.us. It's interesting, and I love the book, Walking on Air, Your 30-Day Inside and Out Rejuvenation Makeover. In fact, we were talking about that, and that's when we did the first program together, because you sort of like take people by the hand, give me 30 days, and I'm going to turn your life around, and you sort of add on one day after the other and going through that process. And we talked about the fact that the lack of sleep leads to putting on weight. How about the aging process, something that you discuss all over the country, written books about it? Is there a link between a lack of sleep and the aging process?
Oh, definitely. You see, sleep deprivation accelerates the aging process. There was a study done at the University of Chicago a few years ago, and the participants who slept only 4 hours per night for 1 week metabolized glucose 40% more slowly than usual, which is similar to the rate seen in elderly people. And glucose metabolism quickly returned to normal after getting a full night's sleep every night for a week. So you can make up a sleep deprivation. Let's say you're on a deadline for writing a book or a project at work or refurbishing your home, and you're exhausted, but then hopefully the next week you can catch up.
Susan Smith Jones, our guest on the program. The book we're talking about, Walking on Air, Your 30-Day Inside and Out Rejuvenation Makeover. Over 25 books, including recipes for Health Bliss, The Joy Factor. All that available at our website, susansmithjones.com. You can link onto our website and get that information as well. Time going by way too quickly. Let's talk about the alternatives. You mentioned before going to the doctor writing prescriptions. For a lot of people, we really don't want to do that. We've heard the horror stories on being medicated to go to sleep. Are there foods that we can eat that will facilitate sleep?
Oh, definitely there are. You know, there are a few that you can eat right before bedtime. And then there's one great superfood, the Hawaiian spirulina. I've talked about that before.
Yes.
You don't want to take that right before bedtime because it might give you a little too much extra energy. So you take that earlier in the day. But the Hawaiian spirulina, and you can learn all about it on my website, or you could go to Nutrex-Hawaii.com, but it's so rich in a balance of all the minerals needed by the body for sound sleep, and you want to take 3,000 milligrams a day. Remember, I told you I've never, ever taken medication in my life, and for 1 month shy of 30 years now, I've taken Hawaiian spirulina, and in all this time, I haven't had a cold or a flu. So it's good for a number of reasons to take. It's my favorite superfood, and I take it in a powder or a tablet form. But let's go through a few other foods you can take before bedtime. Fresh or dried cherries are one of the only natural food sources of melatonin, and that's the chemical that controls the body's internal clock to help regulate sleep. So researchers found if you have tart cherries about an hour before bedtime, and you could get them frozen or dried or fresh, that will help you sleep, and I also take them on a plane with me when I travel to help me sleep. Bananas, most of us love bananas.
Yes.
They're rich in potassium and magnesium. Those are natural muscle relaxants. And bananas also contain an amino acid, that's a protein, called L-tryptophan, and that gets converted to 5-HTP in the brain, and that 5-HTP in turn is converted to melatonin and serotonin, which is a relaxing neurotransmitter. Toast, whole grain, about an hour before bedtime, and this is only if you're hungry. If you just think you can't sleep because you're that hungry, otherwise it's best not to eat 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. But toast works. Oatmeal triggers a little bit of a rise in blood sugar, which triggers insulin production and the release of sleep-inducing brain chemicals, and oats are one of the other foods rich in melatonin. Now, if you want something light, chamomile tea is a wonderful relaxant for the body to calm you and relax you, and about an hour before you sleep to help you sleep.
Just about 2 minutes left in the program. I want to take this a step further. We've talked about the problems with sleep, the problems of lack of sleep, the aging process, the weight gain, that type of thing. A couple minutes left in the program. Let's talk about the environment in the bedroom. You have so many people that have lights on. They've got the TV. They've got their smartphone next to them. They've got a mattress that's 20 years old. What can we do in the bedroom environmentally to facilitate sleep again?
Yes, and since we only have 2 minutes, I want everyone to know all this info and detail is on my website. But you could have a perfect environment in the bedroom. You could have it quiet and dark and cool. You could have natural fiber bed linens and pajamas that help you sleep better. You could have some green plants in the bedroom. You could put a few drops of the essential oil of lavender on your pillow. All of these things help. However, if your mattress is not supportive for your body, it's very difficult to get good sleep. And you can check out my first blog on my website, and over under favorites, I've got 2 articles about, I think one I titled The Anatomy of Sleeping Well and Mattress Support. I think people ask me almost more than any other question regarding sleep, what mattress do I use and recommend? The only one I recommend ever in my life, the one I use is called IntelliBed. And it's an amazing mattress that really helps you sleep like a baby every night. And this wonderful company where I got it, there in Utah, they let you take it home for 60 days.
Wow.
And if you don't think you're getting better, and this is risk-free, if you're not getting better sleep, you can send it back to them, and they will pay for the shipping. So you can learn more about that on my website.
How often should we change mattresses?
Oh, don't go longer than 8 to 10 years at the very most.
Okay.
Most people go much longer than that.
Yes. Decades with the same mattress. They don't think anything's wrong with it, so we're just going to keep
and
it.
The bugs and the dust mites, I cringe to think of what's hanging out in their mattress.
Well, if you put it that way, I'm cringing about it too. So it's good to change a little more frequently. All this information and much more at Dr. Susan's website, which is susansmithjones.com. Information on the books. You can sign up for the newsletter. All of that is there. And you can also go to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, link on with Dr. Susan, and get all that information. Great having you back on the program. You will be back again. What are we going to talk about next time? Any idea?
I don't know yet. What are you thinking?
Everything is, I pick up the 30-day Inside and Out Rejuvenation Makeover Walking on Air, and each one's a show. So we got plenty of material. We'll find something
Definitely.
to talk about the next time.
Maybe we'll add into that natural beauty secrets, how to really look years younger than your age, no matter what your age is.
Ooh, I'll be taking notes on that.
In 30 days.
Ooh, I see everything in 30 days. I like that. That's a manageable increment of time. We can do that. Yeah, we can do that in 30 days. Again, the website is susansmithjones.com. Dr. Susan, thank you for joining us. She will be back in the program. Information, of course, at our website, thisweekinamerica.us.